Brent Martin, heat race winner on the pole in car number 2. Outside row 1, the 9 of Corey Nuttall. Row 2, 09 Don Skaggs, 37 Steve Minnick Jr. The third row, the guys that have won most of the features this year, 72 Mike Mays and 28 Scott Coe. Then the red, white, and blue 28, three-time feature winner Terry Fisher Jr. And let's give him a wave this time by. Give him a wave, stand up, put your hands in the air, take your hats off, flip your bics. Send the racers on their way. Outside of turn 4, tonight's fast qualifier, the inversion was 8 for Jeremy Wallen, looking for his first win of the year. Row 5, 15 Steve Slater Jr., 01 James Kruger. Then it's 9 Pete Warmcastle. 7 Jerry Hammond, 21 Ryan Amonette. 89 Jonathan Gatton, 65 Mike Miller. 59 Derek Hoffman, 4 of Zach Lowe, and tail end Charlie tonight going to be the 19 of Russ Miller. 1 lap to green, 30 laps of feature racing for our Fantastic Sam's Modifieds. Final time this year with points on the line. They'll be back racing for just money and pride. Coming up on the 14th. Coe Motorsports team winning 8 of 11 features so far this year. Can they make it 9 here tonight? Brent Martin said all year he really wanted to win one this season. He's got a shot. He's got to do it from the pole. Corey Nuttall outside row 1. Winner of the Gold Cup a couple of years ago. Here they come through turn 3 and 4. Scott Stovall looks the field over. Green flag out. Charging into turn number 1. Brent Martin with the race lead. Caution going to come out. Yellow flag right back out. Scott Stovall, the race. Field realigned. We'll try it again. Still looking for 30 laps. Brent Martin. And the Ford of Corey Nuttall on the front row. Don Skaggs. Steve Minnick Jr. still looking for victory lane this year in 37. This time, everybody side by side off 4. Flag high and waving. We're green. Clean start through 1. Charging out of 2. Race lead is Brent Martin. Side by side from 3rd on back. Martin with the lead. Nuttall into 2nd. Off turn 4. Lap 1. Give it to Brent Martin. Couple of cars out of shape into turn 1 and 2. The 09 of Skaggs, the 37 of Minnick. Give Minnick 3rd. Skaggs drops back to 4th. Then side by side for the 4 quick qualifiers. Mays, Coe, Fisher, and Wallen. All chasing still Brent Martin in car 2. Pete Warmcastle on an early move. Wallen, the fast qualifier, way out of shape through turn number 1 and 2. Loses 2, maybe 3 spots down the backstretch. Martin still the lead over Nuttall. Minnick runs 3rd. Wallen with a lot of making up to do. Drop back out of the top 10. Top 3 cars have broken away. Martin in the 2, the 9 of Nuttall, and the 37 of Minnick. And about a 5-car length back to the 09 of Don Skaggs. Coe team goes side by side, now 3 wide through turn 2. Terry Fisher Jr., the red, white, and blue, 28 on the bottom. Up top, the red and white, 28 of Scott Coe. Coe rolls around his teammate, still works on the 72 of Mays. Wallen starts to work his way back up. Back around the number 15 of Steve Slater. Runs back into 9th place. Goes the fast qualifier Jeremy Wallen, but he's a long way back of the leaders. Martin still leads. Field stringing out a bit single file. Martin, Nuttall, and Minnick the top 3. Then single file Skaggs, Mays, Coe, and Fisher Jr. Warmcastle and Wallen. Then the 15 of Minnick of Steve Slater rounds out the top 10. Down the backstretch, TJ Fisher, Terry Fisher Jr. sweeps around the outside of teammate Scott Coe. He will move up into 6th place. Terry Fisher Jr. driving the car Scott Coe has used all year. Coe trying to bring out a new car tonight. Trying to stay ahead of the curve now that he's locked up the points. Right now looking back, looking up at the rear bumper of the car he normally would sit in. Steve Minnick Jr. running 2nd to Brent Martin. Nuttall dropping into third and falling back. Skaggs still fourth, and up around the outside, Terry Fisher Jr. tries to pick up more. Steve Minnick Jr. in 37 continues to look to the inside on Brent Martin, can't get by. Nuttall back in third, Skaggs still fourth. Terry Fisher Jr. again tries to roll around the outside of Don Skaggs, can't get there. Fisher does pick up fifth around Mike Mays. Good battle back in the field. The red 59 of Derek Hoffman, the orange 21 of Ryan Amonette. Right behind them, the 7 of Jerry Hammond, and the 89 John Gatton Jr. Minnick still trying to work past the 2 of Martin. Can't do it so far. Terry Fisher Jr. up the inside, rolls past the 09 of Don Skaggs. Give Fisher fourth, Skaggs fifth, Mays sixth. Then the 28 of Coe, 9 of Horncastle, the 70 of Wallen. Steve Minnick Jr. still works the rear bumper of Brent Martin, trying to take the lead away off turn 4. Martin hanging on out front. Brent Martin, this time around, will look at the cross flags from starter Scott Stovall. Brent Martin's halfway home. Can he take it there the second half? 15 in, 15 to go. Can Martin hold off all the challengers behind him? Minnick still runs second, Nuttall third. Here comes Terry Fisher Jr. charging. Don Skaggs still fifth. Then Mike Mays, Scott Coe, Pete Warmcastle, and fast qualifier Jeremy Wallen. Fisher on a run up to the inside. He'll take third away from Corey Nuttall. Terry Fisher Jr. third. And now the chase is on. Martin with the lead, Minnick second, and Terry Fisher Jr. has them in his sights. Just about a straightaway ahead to the first slower traffic. The back of the field is the 65 of Miller and the 19 of Russ Miller. They're about a straightaway ahead of the race leaders. Going to be a while before they get there. Terry Fisher in third place. He's quickly closing in on the leaders. Corey Nuttall all alone in fourth. Don Skaggs still hangs on to fifth place. Martin, Minnick, Fisher just that close together back to turn 1 and 2. Fisher making up the ground as they head down the backstretch. Cuts it from 4 car lengths down to 3. Now 2. Here's Minnick trying the outside on Martin. Martin able to hold him off up off the corner. And now Fisher is there. The top 3 go nose to tail back through 1 and 2. Fisher takes a look to the inside. Terry Fisher Jr. working up the inside, trying to get around the 737 of Steve Minnick Jr. Martin leads, give Terry Fisher Jr. second place. Minnick Jr. sits third. Look out, Pete Warmcastle on a big slide through 1 and 2. Don Skaggs loses a bunch of spots. Wallen climbs up a position. Off turn 4, still Martin with the lead over Fisher and Minnick. Three-way dance back to turn 1 and 2. Martin slides up the racetrack. Here comes Terry Fisher up the inside. Martin able to shut the door. Minnick back around the outside. Nuttall still fourth. Then the 72 of Mike Mays runs fifth. Minnick around the outside for the race lead. Back into traffic they go. And Minnick and Martin make big contact into 1 and 2. Everybody keeps going. Coming up in the first slow car, the 19 of Russ Miller. And Brent Martin fairly pounded his way back around the 37 of Minnick. Minnick lets him know it in the middle of the corner. Now back to 1 and 2. Martin's got Minnick pinned on the bottom. And Martin, by sheer force of will, still leads down the backstretch around the 19 of Russ Miller. Minnick still second. Then Cohen make that Fisher in third. Starting to get a little bumper happy up front. 5 to go for Brent Martin. Can he bring it home? Corey Nuttall runs fourth. More slower traffic ahead, depending on where they catch them. That could be Brent Martin's new best friend. Minnick into turn 3 and 4. Still trying to work the 2 of Brent Martin. 4 to go. Back to turn 1. Minnick with a run to the inside. Martin to the bottom of the racetrack, trying to close the door on him. Through turn 2, Minnick down low, Martin up high. Traffic ahead. Can they get there before they break up side by side? Minnick for the lead through 3 and 4. Give the lead over to Steve Minnick Jr. Fisher Jr. up the inside. Amonette in 21 drops off. Fisher makes a move for the lead underneath Steve Minnick Jr. down the backstretch. Slow car ahead. Miller blocks off Terry Fisher Jr. Minnick around the outside. That might make the difference. 2 to go for Steve Minnick Jr. Terry Fisher Jr. up the inside around Mike Miller. Trouble in the backstretch to 70 of Jeremy Wallen. Yellow flag out. Things got heated up front. Jeremy Wallen in a 70 car with trouble out of turn number 2. Caution out. Ryan Amonette dropping out in car 21 just before whatever happened down the backstretch. Here we go. 16 cars remaining. 3-lap shootout. Steve Minnick Jr. looking for his first win of the year. Terry Fisher Jr. looking for his 4th off turn 4. Green flag out. Minnick gets a win to the line and into the front stretch wall briefly with the 28 of Fisher. Fisher drove it off the wall and down the backstretch goes for the race lead. Now they stack up behind them as Corey Nuttall's got a problem. Nuttall gets rolling again but loses several spots. 2 to go. Minnick back to turn number 1 ahead of Terry Fisher. Brent Martin sits 3rd should the leaders tangle. Then the 72 of Mays. Pete Warmcastle is charged up to battle for 5th with the 9 of Corey Nuttall. Then it's Scott Coe. Derek Hoffman with a good finish. Lap to go for Steve Minnick Jr. Steve Minnick Jr. out of turn number 2 down the backstretch they go. A long way back as anybody else. Into turn 3 and 4. Trouble for Zach Lowe. He keeps going to the line. 4th feature win of the year. It's going to be Steve Minnick Jr. Finally gets to victory lane. Fisher Jr. finishes 2nd, then Brett Martin, Mike Mays, Corey Nuttall rounds out the top 5. So Steve Minnick Jr., the last chance he had defending his championship to get a feature win, brings one home here tonight. And then we'll go trackside and hear from our winner.
...2012 Modified track champion here at Bearfield Speedway. Coming off his rain, and he goes back to victory lane. Here on Labor Day weekend of 2013, coming into victory lane. Going to get the helmet off here and celebrate in style in the car number 37.